Hello, Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for being a time traveler. This is your new moon in Sagittarius reading. Keep in mind, it is a collective general reading, not individualized nor personalized to you. Messages may come through today that do not fully resonate, and if that happens, don't get upset. It just means that one message is meant for someone else watching. So take what fits, how it fits, leave what doesn't, and be sure to check out your other placements. If you're not sure what your other placements are, in the description box is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. Take a look at that site and then just come back here and watch the reading of your choosing. With all of that said, let's begin. Okay, Libra, your oracle card today, Deep Quiet, Meditation and Stillness, card number 11, which reminds me of the Four of Wands, kind of like a 1111 portal energy here. Moonology card, first quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open. And your other Moonology card, Moon Called, Meant to Be, just sort of giving me Three of Cups, Three of Pentacle vibes. All right, let's see where we go with this message. Tell me more about this here for Libra, Deep Quiet, Meditation and Stillness, first quarter moon in Libra, keep your heart open, and Moon Called, Meant to Be. Tell me more about this here for Libra, please. One more shuffle. Thank you. Death. The Chariot. Oh, two cards came out. We're going to take them. Two of Pentacles and Six of Wands. The Star. Three of Pentacles. And the Hanged Man. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Cups. Keep your heart open. King of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. That leaves the Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Five of Cups here, Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So clearly you've had some kind of tower moment here, Libra. Something has transformed here in your life. You've been healing. There's a lot of singular energy here. I'm not saying that you're not engaging with other people, but there's a lot of alone time here that is happening. Or in the moments that you are alone, there's a lot of meditation and stillness. We saw the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Swords. You have the Deep Quiet card, Death, the Star. These are all very internal to us, even the Hangman energy. All right, let's begin to clarify. Why is the Death card here for Libra? It's possible in Scorpio season, something radically transformed, some new information was found out, something changed or something came to an end. Tell me about the Death card here. Interesting, the Death card is card number 13. And this is silly mathematics, and I never do this with this card, but I feel like everything is wrapping up in December. Like if we take the 12 months of the year, we minus it from the 13, we're left with 1, which is January. So there's like a new chapter or a new start or a new opportunity, a new path coming in January. I never get that with that card, but let's see where we go with this message. Okay, one more shuffle here. Thank you. The Death card is clarified by the Lovers, the Two of Wands, Choice, Knight of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, King of Pentacles. Tell me more about the Death card. So something in regards to a stability or a structure or a plan that you had. It was a choice you made to move in a particular direction, and then something transformed or ended in respect to the direction you were going in. Okay, tell me about the Star. One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Pentacles shows themselves again. Knight of Cups again, and Justice. Bottom of the deck, Three of Wands. Let me finish clarifying this. Chariot. Keep your heart open. First quarter moon in Libra. Chariot. Things are picking up or about to pick up. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Chariot is clarified by the Page of Swords, information, communication, Queen of Cups, and the Hierophant. Okay. Three of Pentacles. Tell me about the Three of Pentacles here. One more shuffle. Thank you. Three of Pentacles, clarified by the Empress. That is you. Three of Wands shows themselves again. And the Seven of Cups. Tell me about this. Two of Pentacles and Six of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Queen of Swords. There you are again. Knight of Wands. Ten of Swords. Tell me about the Hanged Man. One more shuffle here. Thank you. The Star again repeats itself. The Hermit and the Seven of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, and the Strength card. Oh, my Lord. Libra, what the heck have you gone through? Okay, so the Tower has not exposed itself, so I don't feel like you have any big Tower moment happening anytime soon. Thank God. Knock on wood. But it looks like something significant changed, ended in your life. You don't want to hear it, but there was some balancing here of the karmic scales, okay, in respect to your stability. So the transformation occurred. So you made a choice here in the past. You made a choice to move in a particular direction. And for whatever reason, you found stability or security in that direction, right? It was very routine. The direction you were going in, it was almost like, okay, I'm going to keep doing this, or I'm going in this direction, and I don't think anything's going to change. It's almost like you were dedicated to this direction. And it was a choice you made. And it could have been in respect to a partnership, whether that's professional, platonic, or romantic. This was forward movement in a particular direction. And that's the path that you were determined in some respect to stay on, okay, to move forward with. And then the Death card, something ended or transformed, something changed, something painful occurred here. The Star card tells me what preceded that was the Tower. That's why I think the Tower was in the past. Then we have the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and Justice. There was something karmic in nature. I know people hate hearing that, but it's almost like the scales of justice here. There was a cause and effect. You were investing in something that wasn't to your highest benefit. You were investing in something that wasn't to your highest good or your highest benefit, or had exceeded its benefit to you. And so the Tower had to come in to reorganize, reshape the Libra collective, your life in particular, to transfer power, discipline, control back to you. So maybe whatever this was or whomever this was, you knowingly or unknowingly surrendered that, power or discipline or control to another entity or another substance or another pattern. So what occurred here was to shift the dynamic of control and stability back into your hands, because at some point someone circumvented it or took it away from you, or like I said, you voluntarily gave it up to something or someone. So there had to be an autocorrect here. Now you've been in deep contemplation or meditation about it, or just a lot of healing in respect to that Tower moment. Then you have keep your heart open. You have the Chariot, clarified by the Page of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Hierophant. You have an entity here, whether they're masculine or feminine, I don't know. I don't read body parts. And they could be a water sign. They could be a Taurus. But this individual, this is communication, information, conversation with this entity. I feel like despite this loss, you have someone here that you do see eye to eye with. You do have a lot in common with. There's some shared values and some shared goals with this individual. There's a need here for you to keep your heart open to this person. I don't feel like this individual is involved with what transpired here, but I'm going to clarify for you. I get the feeling like this is someone else. This is someone that will help you move forward from whatever has occurred here. This is someone that you can communicate with. This is someone who's very grounded. I feel like this person will help to reground you after the shakeup here. And again, it could be like a new boss coming in. Maybe this was for some of you where you lost a job. This would be a new employer coming in. It could be a friend, a family member, even a lover. I just feel like this is the entity that helps to restabilize what had become an unstable situation for you. Then we have the Three of Pentacles. This is working together in collaboration. This is you in your highest power, in your highest vibration, right? Because the Empress is Libra energy. So there's something here about you and your highest power making the decision, if you will, to move forward in some respect with this individual. There's preparation. There are discussions here. There's, what will we do one day? What will I do one day? I feel like there's a lot of exchange between you and this person about either how you move forward or how you are moving forward despite the loss or setback that you had here. I'm going to clarify that Seven of Cups, but this is almost like wishful thinking. And I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. I think when we go through something traumatic, it is important for us to have hope for the future. And to have at least one person we can talk to and say, you know what, okay, maybe I lost my house, or maybe I filed bankruptcy, I lost my house. One day, you know, it's wishful thinking. One day as I move forward, I'm going to be able to put my life back together and buy my own house. You know, there's something like that. Okay, I lost this job. It was terrible, but one day soon, I'm going to find another job. I'm going to do it, you know, do my part to find another job. So I just feel like there's communication here between you and another entity, either about how the two of you are moving forward together, like if it's a friend or someone here, or even a lover helping you, it could be a marital partner. I just don't feel like this entity has anything to do with what has happened. I just feel like this is either someone coming in to give you an opportunity to move forward, or you're just having discussions with this person on how you will move forward and what your hopes and dreams and maybe even fantasies are for the future. Again, a lot of optimism here, despite what you have gone through. You have the Two of Pentacles and you have the Six of Wands. Queen of Swords, that's you. It's a third decan in Virgo, but it is the second decan in Libra. So the Queen of Swords, you are thinking very clearly. You want to take inspired action. This is bold, courageous energy here in the face of this upsetting loss, betrayal, defeat. This is, I want to ever so slowly move towards a place of victory. I want to overcome this hardship or this ending. I also think some of you are looking at this ending like it was meant to be, or it was inevitable. It was meant to be. It was inevitable. I had to go through it. So I think you're seeing through this state of like deep contemplation and meditation, it's almost like, yep, I did that to myself, or I ignored the red flags. I should have spoke up sooner, you know, or whatever happened here was just meant to be. So it moves my life in a different direction. And then you have the Hanged Man. We go right back to the Star, the Hermit, that deep contemplation, and that Seven of Pentacles. I like the Seven of Pentacles because in this respect, the Seven of Pentacles could talk about perseverance, right? Especially if you're trying to work to rebuild your life. This is I'm in it to win it kind of energy. This is also spending a lot of time contemplating what my next steps will be, and maybe even how do I restructure my life moving forward after whatever has come to an end here. So let's begin to clarify that Death card, the Tower energy I'm feeling. But again, I feel like it happened in Scorpio season or beforehand. I don't feel like this is something happening now. But tell me about that Death card, the Star card, just so I have some backstory here for Libra. One more shuffle. Thank you. Because this is like sort of calm after the storm energy. Nine of Swords, Queen of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. Bottom of the deck, Judgment. So judgment here was made. Something or someone you were engaging with wasn't to your highest benefit, or some way you were showing up wasn't to your highest good. It wasn't high vibrational. It's like now, after the fact, you're moving into your power, truly, as the Empress of your life. Again, whether you're masculine, you're still the Empress. That's how you're represented in the major arcana portion of tarot. So I almost feel like the divine had to step in here and call judgment. You were moving forward with something that wasn't necessarily good for you. May have involved a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That's quite possible. Okay, so, and again, I think you're right to look at it like with that Wheel of Fortune. It was destined. It was meant to be. I had experienced that for good or for bad. You know, I had to experience that. Tell me more about this Queen of Cups here. I feel like this is someone else here. This is someone else here. Tell me about this Queen of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. And Queen of Cups to the Hierophant could be like a counselor, a therapist, someone who's helping you. You have Justice. There you are. Page of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. I feel like this is the individual who's helping you through this loss, through this change. Four of Wands. I had called that in the beginning when I had said the 11 card. This always reminds me of like 1111 portal. And then we have you Queen of Swords here again. So yeah, this is someone else. Now, if you're going through a divorce, I have no indication of that, but Justice to the Hierophant sometimes could be that. So for the one of you watching, this could be your attorney, court mediator, a friend, a family member, someone that you are consulting with For others of you, it could be a therapist or a counselor or even a friend that you are consoling with. So take it how it resonates to you, but this is someone who's in your corner, who's helping you through the challenges or the loss or whatever it is here that you have previously experienced. This is beneficial to you. And Page of Pentacles, this is no pressure communication, right? It's coming in page level. And it's a very comforting energy. Tell me about this daydreamy Seven of Cups here. This is wishful thinking. This is imagination. This is what my future will be like post this Tower moment. Or what can it be post Tower moment? One more shuffle. Thank you. Seven of Cups, the Tower. Remember I said after that post moment. So what is my life like after the Tower moment? Two of Swords, the decision, and the Ten of Wands. Bottom of deck, Ten of Swords. So yeah, this seems to be, what do I want my life to look like in the future? Again, if this was a housing crisis situation, this is where do I want to live moving forward? Or where do I want to move? You know, if you lost a job, it's what do I want to do now with my life? Do I want to stay in the same industry? Do I want to look for another job? If this is a relationship ending, this is definitely trying to figure out what you're going to do next. This is that Ten of Wands to the Seven of Cups. This is a lot of mental processing. It's actually quite burdensome mentally. So for some of you, do you need some deep quiet and meditation and stillness here? Absolutely. But I feel like this message in particular is like, do it in small doses. Don't spend 24 hours a day thinking about this, because the daydreaming and the wishful thinking can actually become burdensome because it's something you're anticipating. Three of Wands you want to move towards, but you can't quite yet move towards it. And so it could actually start creating the negative effect where the wishful thinking is great, but if you spend 24/7 thinking about one day, what you start realizing is, well, one day is not today. And then tomorrow you're doing it again. You're like, well, it's not today either. It could start reversing, and that wishful thinking could actually turn into depression. So just be careful with that, with the overthinking. Definitely great to plan, imagine, dream, create that vision board in your head, or if you actually want to create one. I have one created where I would like to live one day, what kind of car I want to drive. It doesn't mean that I'm actually going to move there one day or buy that car, although that is my vision. But my likes may change by then. Maybe I decide to relocate elsewhere, or I buy a different car. It keeps my eye on the prize. I used to have it here on the wall behind my table, and I realized that was a really negative thing to do because I sit here a lot with working and editing and uploading the videos, and I was constantly seeing it. And every day, it was good to be reminded of that vision board of what I want for my future. But seeing it every day made me realize that today was not the day, and I actually started doing the reverse work. So I actually took it out of here and I have it downstairs in a room that I probably go in once a day because I got to walk through it to get to another room. And that is good enough for me. I can see it for that momentary pass through. Yep, that's right. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm moving forward. But I don't have to sit here and stare at it all the time. So again, just be careful of mentally exhausting yourself with the too much wishful thinking, because it could have the reverse effect. So, meant to be. This is you getting the clarity of mind, possibly in this new moon in Sagittarius. I have a new beginning. I'm starting to get an idea of what I want it to look like. Excuse me. And I'm determined now to move forward. I understand this was meant to be, and now I want to push through that obstacle or that pain or that ending. Ten of Swords shows itself again. Let's reshuffle that deck a little bit more. Okay. Okay. Five of Wands. Tell me about this now. The Two of Pentacles, the Six of Wands. It's like slowly but surely, I will get my life back on track. Now, it's possible for one or two of you watching, you're creating a plan here for the next 2 years, which is very realistic. If it happens sooner, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. And I have a 2-year plan also in terms of relocation. If it happens sooner, wonderful. If not, I'm giving myself enough time to save money, get my house ready to sell, start getting rid of some items. So for some of you, that Two of Pentacles, because for me, Pentacles are years, that is looking forward, creating that plan. I will have victory or hope to have victory within the next 2 years. Again, it's not for all of you, maybe for one or two of you watching, but this is definitely the feeling of slow and steady. I'm going to now take action on my own behalf to move forward. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Moving forward, you have Queen of Cups shows themselves again in another deck. This person is helping you to move forward. Six of Cups, this is a beneficial soulmate to you. This is someone you have past life experience with, whether they're a soul. And what I mean by that is they could be a past life soulmate and they're coming into your life now because it's a new person. Or it could be a soulmate from this life. Maybe you do have some history with this person. Maybe you've been talking to them for the last month or two. Six of Cups and Judgment. Bottom of the deck, you have Nine of Pentacles. So this individual is helping you to become more stable or more independent, trying to ground yourself. I feel like this person is very beneficial. I don't know who this person is. Again, a friend, family member, a lover. They've shown up twice here in two totally different decks. So as you move forward, perhaps in creating this plan or moving towards this new goal that you have for yourself, the judgment call here is made that I'm doing this either with or in support with this other soulmate. It seems to be pretty important to you at this time. Let's clarify the Hangman energy. The Star, the Hermit, and the Seven of Pentacles. That's a big old pause. Again, I get the feeling like you're moving forward. Like I said, either this person is helping you or just supporting you in moving forward. But there's a big old pause here. What is that? What is that pause? Again, the feeling is I want to do this. I can't do this now. Or I need to create a strategy or a plan to do this. Tell me more about this here. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Empress. There you are again. The Fool, your new beginning. And the Seven of Wands. Bottom of that, King of Cups. So your new beginning here is being halted or paused by you. By you. It's not that you don't want it. You do. It's not that you don't have support. You do, or you will. If you don't have this person in the new moon in Sagittarius, I would call in for the divine to bring you someone, this King or Queen of Cups, whoever they are, that's beneficial to you in respect to the new path that you have here. There's a delay here. You're causing the delay, or the delay is happening to you and it's out of your control. Like, maybe for some of you, again, we're just going to use housing as an example because we saw that Four of Wands. Maybe it's, I want to leave the place where I live, but I've already signed on for a 1-year lease. I can't move now. Otherwise, maybe I owe the landlord the next 12 months, right, of rent. I can't do that. I don't have that kind of money. It's just an example. This would be like I'm working with someone else, a friend, my partner, a realtor, to find the place, wishful thinking, right? Where am I going to live a year from now? So it's like creating that, again, that 1-year plan. I'm looking forward to the new. I'm anticipating the new, but I'm kind of in a holding pattern, not of my own doing really, because I did sign on to that lease, but maybe I thought I could break it. Maybe I, for whatever reason, I thought it was going to work out where I currently am. Now I realize it's not. So I got to create a plan to exit it. So for some of you, this is of your own doing. Like, I want to leave this job, but I can't quit today, right? I have to find another job. Makes sense. I want to leave the living situation, but I can't. Maybe I'm tied up in a lease or something contractual. Now I have to wait for that to kind of play out. So there's something here of like planning for the future. The future is meant to be. The new beginning is here for you, and it's delayed either because of something internal to you, like a decision you made, or something external to you, something contractual or some kind of obligation that you really don't have a lot of control over. It's like, okay, well, just got to play out that term. But when that's done, then I can move forward. There's definitely something like that here at play. Anything else Libra needs to know about the new beginning? I'm also being called to use the other deck for this also, but Eight of Swords. Anything else Libra needs to know about the new beginning? Careful with the overthinking of the future that's not coming yet. Planning is good, but overthinking could leave you in that Eight of Swords, which for your sister brother sign of Gemini isn't a terrible thing because astrologically that's Gemini energy, and it's a little bit more comfortable for them to be in it than for you. You operate better when you are in that Justice Empress energy, which is like nurturing something and being very balanced. If you over nurture those negative thoughts, it could actually be a detriment to you. So just, again, be careful with the negative thinking there. Even if it's too much positive thinking, could end up turning into negative thinking because it's almost like what you want can't come today. So just be mindful of that. Anything else Libra needs to know about this new beginning? One more shuffle here. Thank you. The new beginning, Queen of Swords. There you are astrologically. That is you. And no, the moon in Libra is a Two of Swords, but this is you astrologically. 10 of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. Bottom of deck, Ace of Cups. So there's something here you have to work on, finish, something contractual here that you kind of have to wrap up. And you know that you're not 100% okay with it, but you know that it's like an obligation. So I'm excited for my new life, but I got to wrap up this divorce first. I'm excited for the new place I have to live, but I got to get my ducks in order, like in a row. You know, I'm excited for the new job, but first I got to find one so I could leave this place. So there is an excitement here. There's an anticipation of moving towards the 10 of Cups, moving towards emotional fulfillment, but it's like one day. Right now, I got to get some other stuff done to prepare for it, or some other stuff out of the way before I can move towards it. Okay. Anything else from this deck that Libra needs to know? So your new moon in Sagittarius message here seems to be you've come out of a difficult cycle. You have a new beginning. It's a little bit delayed. I got that message originally about January, so I'm going to use the Sagittarius deck to pull some cards for you specifically on that. I'm using the Sag deck because this is the new moon in Sagittarius. And you have one person here who's helping you through it. If you don't have this person yet, I would call in a soulmate who's beneficial to you at this time in respect to this new chapter here that's developing for you. And your secondary message was not to get too lost in your head about the wishful thinking, because it could turn into a little bit of depression, since it seems to be a little bit far out for you, not happening immediately now. So yeah, that wishful thinking could actually turn into a depression. So just be mindful of that. Anything else Libra needs to know about the new beginning before we pull cards for January? One more shuffle. Thank you. A new beginning. 9 of Cups, Temperance, and the 6 of Pentacles. Bottom of deck, 4 of Wands. Again, for some of you, this is relocation. For others of you, you are anticipating that this new path, this new journey of yours, excuse me, will shift you into that 4 of Wands. And that 4 of Wands for me is the 1111 portal. Whenever something monumental happens to us, like that previous tower moment, or we make a monumental decision. I'm not talking about what you're going to eat for dinner. This is more like, am I getting married? Not getting married? Am I relocating? Am I getting this job? Am I going to school? Am I having kids? Not kids. Like pretty significant life decisions. For me, it means like that 3 of Wands, we're now taking action, right? 2 of Wands, making the decision. 3 of Wands, taking action to move forward. And once we move forward, our life now moves in onto a different path, right? If you got married at 20, your life would look differently today than if you didn't get married at 20. If you had kids at 30, your life would look different today than someone who didn't have kids at 30. So that's what I mean by these big life choices. They just kind of move our life in different directions, and we can make these monumental choices at any time. Sometimes we make them, sometimes external forces to us make decisions that impact our long-term trajectory. So you're anticipating that this new path, this new direction puts you on a new path, new chapter of your life. There's a feeling here of, I'm not going to screw it up this time. I'm not going to screw it up this time, or I'm going to do it right this time, or I'm going to do right by me this time. Okay, let's find out now. What is this January message? Yeah, like it was meant to be that ended. Now I have this new beginning. I'm going to do right by me. 9 of Cups, me. I'm going to do right by me this time. Okay. And that doesn't mean you won't give to others, but you will give to others in a more balanced way. Okay. Because that six of Pentacles card is holding the scales of justice, which represents you in the major arcana portion of tarot. So it's like, I will give, I'll be generous, I'll invest, right? That's the second decan of Libra there, or second decan of Taurus. So I will invest in people, but not like I used to. So whatever this was, it didn't make you colder or harder. It made you more balanced. It taught you that you need to give to yourself and give to others equally. And you're actually kind of looking forward to doing that, to no longer maybe like over giving. What does Libra need to know about January? Because I feel this January, something changes, something shifts here. One more shuffle. Again, in respect to your stability, King of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. In respect to your stability, something changes here. What changes here? One more shuffle. Thank you. What changes come January? 9 of Wands, 3 of Wands. This able to move forward now. 6 of Swords. This able to move forward. So maybe this isn't too far off. Maybe this is, I plan on moving in this direction, but it's going to take me a couple of weeks or maybe even a couple of months. But come January, it's like I'm still determined to move forward. The determination is still there. Three of Wands is Sun in Aries, and that's Mars, right? So that this is now I have a little bit more momentum towards moving towards the Four of Wands. So I don't think the Four of Wands is definitively here for most of you in January, but it's like now you can see it. Now there's some hope or promise about moving forward. This is, I'm not giving up on moving forward, moving on. Okay, anything else about January here? One more shuffle. Thank you. I like it. So the hope is still alive. Four of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Tell me about that Three of Swords in January for Libra. One more shuffle. Thank you. 10 of Swords. We go back to this. Queen of Swords, you again. This is the third deck I'm using. Celestial Weaver. Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. Wow, Libra. Okay, so that hard chapter is like, I don't want to say it's officially over. It's done in January. I'm going to get a little bit more for you, and I definitely want to take this Ace of Wands. This is, that hard chapter is now over. I don't know what this is for you. There's a relief here. There's a, oh God, I made it through that. I made it through the storm. I made it through the storm in January. And now I can focus on moving forward. Tell me about that Ace of Wands. This is rebuilding my life. Celestial Weaver. The Sagittarius deck is the only deck that has that card in it. It has two cards that the other decks don't have. Phoenix and the Celestial Weaver. So this is now with great anticipation. Excited about the new, because the hard part is over. I keep hearing the hard part is over. Maybe for some of you, you're serving your person papers in January. If you're getting a divorce, maybe that's it. Maybe you're not doing it now because of the holidays. This is like, oh, the hard part is over. Now I can focus on moving forward. Or maybe a divorce is being finalized in January and you're like, oh, hard part is over. Or maybe some contractual obligation you had has come to an end or is changing. Or now the end is in sight. And again, it's like, oh, it's over. It's a relief. I'm not taking it as a bad thing, I would tell you. All right, tell me about the Ace of Wands. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Ace of Wands. Four of Cups. Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups. There's a new beginning. And the Tower. So in January, I would expect another Tower. Two of Cups. Knight of Swords. Page of Wands. I would expect another Tower in January, which is a good Tower. Whatever this has been for you, this cycle, however long it's been, it looks like it's wrapping up and it's ending. There's relief here. This is relief. The Tower, the Ace of Cups, the Four of Cups. There's something freeing, breaking you out of this, whatever you've been going through here, some type of difficulty or stagnation. So if you've been looking for a job, really making it your job to find a job, I feel like this is the new job offer that comes in. This is, okay, now I have a new job offer. I now have some relief. I know I'm not going to have to spend another year working at this horrible place. And yeah, for some of you, maybe it's the culmination of a divorce or serving your person papers. I get the feeling here the worst is over. I can start to put it behind me, really put it behind me. So there's a new offer opportunity here, two decks here showing the Ace of Cups. So now there's way more hope and optimism. There's no, it's no longer wishful thinking. Before we were Three of Wands to that Seven of Cups. We were anticipating the future, but we had to be a bit reserved and waiting. This is like, now it's actually happening. This is like go time. This, I have a sigh of relief, and now I'm anticipating the new. And I'm telling you that Two of Cups, you have someone here by you who's helping you with this or supporting you through this. Nine of Cups came flying. Three of Pentacles, that person that you're working with, you had the Three of Pentacles here as well. So that person that you're working with, yes, that person's going to help you move towards the Nine of Cups. Emotional contentment within you. Okay. Anything else we need to know about this? And then we'll get you final three final cards here. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Anything else you need to know? 8 of Pentacles shows itself again. The Magician and the 5 of Cups. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Wands. We go back to that. Man, I wish I knew who this person was. If you don't have this person, I would call this person in. If you have this person in your life, I would ask Source to keep them in your life for as long as you can. Because you have someone here who's working in concert with you literally every step of the way here. There is very heavy on the water sign, but if they're not a water sign, they're just extremely compassionate towards you. But yes, and I say water sign because that 5 of Cups is Scorpio energy. So whoever's helping you here, they are familiar with this. So again, whether it's a lawyer, an advisor, a mediator, a friend, this is someone who can counsel you through this or give you support. They understand, like they've been through it too. This person is also going to help you manifest and create the next chapter of your life. So if you don't have this soulmate, I would call them in. If you have this soulmate, I would thank God that you have them. But the new life begins in January. So call in the new in this new moon in Sagittarius. Definitely call in the new, whatever it is that you need here, because that Ace of Cups showed up twice for you. And then at the bottom of the other deck, we have, what do you call? You have the Ace of Swords here as well. So I don't know who this person is that's working with you on this. Hangman energy, you had that below there. While you're in this like waiting period, it's like this is someone you're talking to that's helping you with this. So yeah, call that person in if you don't have them. If you have them, thank God that you have them. It's a really nice energy. I mean, 3 decks of cards have shown this person. Okay, final messages here for Libra. 3 cards here, final message. One more shuffle. Thank you. Final message. 8 of Cups, leaving that behind, moving towards the 9 of Cups. Hermit energy, which is that deep quiet. And we saw that before for you too. Knight of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, 7 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, and the 2 of Wands. You could feel like, I wish that this could happen today. I like the wishful thinking aspect. Remember what I said about the vision board, whether you physically have one in the 3D like I do, or it's just something that you think about, or maybe it's on your phone that you scroll and look at. Be a little careful, because that's a blade with 2 sides. Okay. And although on one hand, it's like, well, I have absolute clarity of what I'm going to do in the future, it can become very self-sabotaging because you're waiting here in that 2 of Wands, like you're waiting to move forward. It could become a little sabotaging behavior for you to constantly be thinking of that. But anyway, 8 of Cups, as you're moving forward, figure out now within the, these last final weeks of Sagittarius season, what do you want your life to look like in 2026? And create that plan. Knight of Pentacles is Virgo energy. Create that structure, that system, that plan, so you can move forward here accordingly. And like I said, you have someone else here. This person has shown up now in 3 decks of cards as the Queen of Cups. So again, if it's not a feminine figure or a water sign, it's someone who loves you a lot or very compassionate towards you, because they too have experienced a 5 of Cups in their life. I think for some of you, this is a Scorpio, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But that is what I have for you, Libra. Figure out what you want the next chapter of your life to be and start creating that plan and work with this person to get that accomplished. And if you don't have this person, call them, and I might call your video that, call them in. That is what I have for you. If you like that message, it resonates with you, you want to claim all or part of it, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video if you're able to do that. And as always, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.